where I've come to on this is that I am a plumber and I go and I remove hairballs, and that's what I do. I don't put the hairballs in, I take the hairballs out. My goal is to not give people anything. That's my service, to take things away, and just to clear the pipe that is already and has always already been yours. So it's like not not going to the collapse and not trying to and I think this actually, like, this thing of like, okay, do I just go in there and start asserting authority? I could. Should I start like selling to pain instead of selling to freedom, selling to joy? It's a tougher sell because people don't believe in it. People really believe in their pain. People don't believe that they're already free. So it's like, okay, so how the old structure is collapsing. And that's partly this game A structure where there are winners and losers. And we each have a choice whether we're going to model our business model on game A or game B, in which the objective is to keep playing and to keep emerging and to keep evolving. And as hard as it is, sometimes I cannot let my business model be game A because that will be completely out of alignment with who I am and what I serve. So it's not about me asserting my authority. It's about me being responsible for what comes through me without ever for a second believing that it's me or mine. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
And so that's part of like, if you're coming, that's why I kind of wanted to take the business piece out of your question and just let it be more general about receiving overall.
Okay, yeah, let's go back to that. I've gotten a bit
Yeah. Like,
narrow on the business.
how and why am I holding myself back from receiving? And it's like allowing this game A structure to collapse and just getting the fuck out of the way of it. So the other people who are asserting authority and selling to pain and trauma bonding and then saying they're not, doing all these different manipulations, and you see them making a lot of money and they're all like, I'm on a yacht, I'm on a this and da da da. Like, leave them to that, because that is the structure that is collapsing. A house built on hubris will always fall down. There's thousands of years of myth that reiterate that. So I don't want to build my house on that foundation. I want to build my house on that foundation of love and emergence and ecology and eros. Partly because that's true to my design. And all that 3-5 trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. This is out of keeping with what everyone else is doing. That heretical line. I have that heretical line too. And so that heretical line is expensive until it's not.
Yeah. It's funny though.
And you and I, friend, are coming to the point where it's no longer expensive, where we have paid for it.
Yeah, yeah.
So trusting that. Exactly. That heretical line is paid off.
Yeah. What's funny though, and tell me if like I'm getting us off topic, but what's so interesting as I think about your posts is you don't sell much at all.
Oh, I always have a tag at the end that says what my offer is.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not. I don't want people that I have to sell to. I want people who are following resonance, because they're the people whose whole fucking deal I can change. I can work with them and get that stuff out, get the stuff that's holding them back out. And will they hate me during it? Yeah. Will they resist? Like, sure. All that stuff. I'm available for villainization and all that stuff. Like, that's part of the gig. I can only tell you what my experience is, how I work with myself, and getting back to that thing of like that it has been metabolized, and here is how I metabolized it. And so this is how I will also work with you.
I have a little girl heart.
Yeah.
That's not trusting the grandmother, not trusting that it's learned, not trusting that I can share the work. It's she thinks that's hard.
So give the grandmother more power.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, like I wrote a post a couple of weeks ago about after I was raped, and it took me a week to write that because I had to titrate. I had to write a little bit and then go walk for 5 miles and then come back and write a little bit and walk for 5 miles. Write 10,000 words and then narrow it to 1,000. You know, like let that experience unfurl and then find what's the piece that's valuable for others here. Where is the map of the alchemy? Where's the alchemical formula inside this experience? And until I'm clear that I am in full compassion of every step on that formula and in compassion for myself in that experience, then I can't write that yet. Because people will also feel that. And that's part of what I provide in a container is like that whatever chemical reaction happens, whether you come in your rage and your sorrow and your grief, whatever, like, yeah, that's all already in this formula. So that is, I understand that is part of the process. So that's welcome here. I mean, I had a male client come in for a one-on-one that whipped his dick out. I just sat there. I was like, nothing. He got nothing. do you know what I mean? So it's like, yes, and you know what I mean? Like the things that I share of my life are not because I think my life is the most important thing, but like that yes and is available no matter what the fuck you show up with. And I think that's what makes a good sales post without selling, because it's about resonance, not selling. It's not, I mean, yes, it's fundamentally transactional, but it's also fundamentally feminine. It's also fundamentally magnetic, not hooky.
Yeah.
So hang on, let me read your tree. You have three changing lines here. So one at line 3. Okay, so here's the thing. Yeah. So, okay, line 3, birch makes a terrible roof beam. It's bright and pretty, but it rots quickly. Did you choose birch for your roof beam? Have you been in a relationship with someone like this? Or did you get yourself into a situation where you are the birch beam and can't hold up to the task at hand? Have you buckled under the pressure? Were you the wrong person for the job? There's very little to be done in this situation, but to leave it behind. There's no way to brace the roof. It's sagging, and it's only a matter of time before the collapse is total. Don't assume you can will this situation into stability. You can't. You can't keep doing what you've been doing. It has to change right now.